So what are we doing? Are we buying? Are we not buying? Are we waiting? Anyone get a view of the dumpster fire today? I'm not really sure if the prices are going to keep going up. So this is starting to feel kind of weird, not showing whatever new coin I just picked up. I wasn't actually planning to be buying anything until later this week. There's just a lot of news going on, and we all knew that it was going to kind of kick up the spot price of both gold and silver. But I have to admit, it wasn't long after the start of that run that I actually started looking at buying again. Now, the interesting part of this is that I'm very aware of the psychology of buying on the upswing, feeling like the price is going to run away. And I should be reasonable enough to be able to wait it out. But I made a purchase right at the start of trade Sunday night, and it took a lot of willpower to hold off on another purchase the next day, even though I knew the news cycle was sending the price up. Now, that purchase that I made was actually a gift. I'll come back to that one next week, but I'm pretty sure that I could have waited the price test out and still had that one in hand on time. For the other purchase, though, I'd already been targeting the end of the week. And I'd been telling people even to expect a price jump at the beginning of this week because of all the news coming on. I'd been saying, hold on, it'll come back down. And prior to resuming trade on Sunday, I really was in no hurry to buy my next bit of gold. And I imagine at least a few of you were in a similar place. And then over the weekend, Bitcoin was making a huge run. So again, I'll have to admit that I was paying a lot of attention to that as well. Now, this is well-documented behavior. People don't want to be left behind. They don't want to be priced out. They don't want to miss the big gains. But the typical result is that we end up spending more than we should. One of the online dealers even had a banner that read something like, "The market is on the move, don't get left behind." And if that doesn't tell you that you're being manipulated, then I don't know what will. Other than Cowboy Gold in the comments telling you you're paying too much. If you're planning to buy gold, though, getting a plan in place and developing some self-discipline is really important. Now, I don't think anybody should beat themselves up over paying a little bit more on the wrong side of a temporary price spike, but over time it'll bite you. The 2020 was the year everybody learned what FOMO meant, fear of missing out, right? So from social media to stocks to precious metals to toilet paper, it was everywhere. It's also a year that a lot of us felt it firsthand because of the direction of all the markets and then an over-reliance on social media. It's also been a really messed up year. Today I was thinking that it's not a bad idea to stop and remind ourselves that, because nothing like this year has ever happened before in our lifetimes. We have more factors than ever messing with our minds, messing with our buying behavior, messing with our fear of missing out. Now for me, if I panic buy a gold coin, I'm not risking much, even if I paid $100 too much for that coin. And I have definitely done that before. But that's not going to put my finances on tilt. But if I were to do that over and over and let the trading prices dictate when and if I buy, how much I'm going to spend, well, then it's going to be a problem over time. For a while now, I've been wondering if I was doing that more because of this channel, of buying at the wrong time to have something to show. And I have to assume that that's part of it because I haven't been feeling the kind of buying pressure that I get this year for a long time. I stopped and thought about it a little bit. The last time that I felt like this was in 2011, the last big bull run on metals. The thing that complicates it further, though, is that there's an underlying feeling like maybe things won't get quite back to normal, or maybe something like this will happen again. Now, I think the logical guess is that life's going to get back into full swing. The economy's going to come back with some extra momentum, like we've been leaning into a spring. But I was picking up gold and silver as a kind of backup plan, effectively for the kind of thing that's happening right now. And if it made sense when nothing like this had ever happened before in my lifetime, well, now it seems a little bit more important. But I'm not making this video to tell anyone they should or shouldn't be buying. If you're conscious of overpaying, though, there's a trick to avoiding those panic buys. Actually, there are a few. The easiest is to simply pay attention to the price anytime you feel like you overpaid or anytime you almost overpaid. Write that down. And then pay attention to the prices the rest of the month. Make a mental note of how often you could have gotten a better price. And I think what you'll find is that metal prices don't shoot up and leave you behind, even when they trend up. They bounce around, and typically you have plenty of chances to get in. The other way is to simply ask somebody else for an opinion, somebody who has nothing vested in you getting that next bit of gold. And better yet, ask multiple people. You can always do that in the comments here. You can ask me anytime. And I'm sure if other commenters spot your question, you'll get replies from the broader community as well. The problem with just going along with what a YouTube channel is doing, though, is that we're pretty much always buying. And because we're always buying and always watching prices and always showing you what we bought on a delay, well, if the prices are on the rise, then that's just going to give a further impression that you might be missing out. And just generally speaking, I'm not sure YouTube's the best place to get that basic sense of when to buy. So I set up a Discord server. Now, if you know what that is and you'd like to give it a try, I'll tell you how to get an invite at the end of the video. If you don't know what it is, it's basically just a really nice forum. But I'll come back to that. Now, there are a lot of people who don't worry much about the spot price. They buy more when it's convenient to them, when cash is available. Or they're sticking to a longer term plan and they don't worry about day-to-day fluctuations. And then there are people on the other side of the spectrum, people who think gold is already overpriced and they've stopped buying altogether. Now, I'm somewhere in between. I think it's overpriced for short-term investments and I wouldn't buy with the intention of selling it at a profit inside of a year or two. But I don't see it as overvalued. I just watch the price. And I do like to know what others are doing, and that brings me back to Discord. Now, I haven't been able to find a good place to discuss prices and related topics. It doesn't involve me uploading a video and then kind of quickly following up on comments. It kind of ends up being a one-sided thing. And Discord is a tool that exists to make conversations a lot easier, a lot more normal. And probably the best way to describe it really is to just invite you in to see it. Now, I'm going to leave an invite link in the description of this video for a while. You can follow that to get in. And then down the road, I'd like to upgrade the server and add some features and all of that. But this is really just a test run. It's not going to cost you anything. Now, that invite link in the description is going to disappear at some point, though. I need to get a sense of how this is going to go. If you aren't into it or it gets away from us and doesn't really work out, we have to shut it down. Well, no harm, no foul. Nothing changes on this channel, though. I'm still posting here. Hope to see your thoughts in the comments section. On the original topic, let me know if the rising prices are making you feel like you need to be buying, if you're buying regardless of prices, or if you're sitting it out. You can do that in the comments section, of course, and while you're there, I always appreciate it if you hit the like button. Regardless of that, though, thank you for watching. I always appreciate your time. Take care.